Good afternoon and welcome back to the West Ham Network. I hope you are all well. I am Anton and I'm today bringing to you the David Moyes press conference regarding the Southampton game. Already you've witnessed Russ take part in the lunchtime live, so I hope you all enjoyed that show. It was a good laugh, talking about the up-and-coming week of football and content that we're going to be providing to you, but more importantly, the football that West Ham are back. You know, we're back from international duty. The Premier League is back and West Ham are back into this crazy fixture list that we've got coming up. 7 games in the space of about 18 or 19 days, which is a little bit crazy. There's dolls everywhere in my house. I am in the kids' playroom, so you've just got to accept my surroundings because that's the nature of where we are. But thank you very much, of course, for joining us. If you are new around here, please go and hit that subscribe button. Depends on where you're watching. It's somewhere there. I think it actually looks like where my name is, something like that, and it's got red subscribe. Click that. That pushes us into just pushes the channel up and lets people know that we're here giving you regular content. Of course, after Russ's show today was made during the press conference, we've got the preview coming about 9 o'clock. And then we've got the late show coming tonight about 11:30 at night tonight, then followed tomorrow by, of course, West Ham travelling to Southampton, the match day live, and then we'll have exclusive live My Hammers 11 tomorrow evening as well. Yes, you can see the pony, Pat. I put the pony there for you. I did put the pony there for you, mate. So let's come on to some of the comments, and then I'll jump through the press conference as well. Carl, good to see you. Who starts in goal? Well, we'll talk about that in the preview later on, so you need to make sure you tune in there as well. Jordan, I think he will start with the same lineup until the new players get to know their teammates. I think once Dawson and Fabianski keep making mistakes, we'll have Areola and Zuma after the United game. P-Gads, good morning from Detroit. I guess what I want to know with the upcoming schedule, does Moyes start with rotating or does he use his best 11, Pete? Hope you are well. Good afternoon. Lee, afternoon, Mighty Hammers. Aidan, good to see you. Best manager in the league is him. Of course he is, Mr. Moisey. Dino, 27592. Irons. Is anyone in here right now going to the game tomorrow? Let me know if you're going to the game tomorrow. I know Stella is. I'm not, but I'll be at the United game next weekend, so I'm buzzing. And hopefully I'll catch quite a few of you at the Sports Club. Farmer Chris, hey all, good to see you. Mick, good to see you too. Great to win something this year. Absolutely. There's loads of comments. There is loads of comments. So I will get started with yes, you can see the pony, Pat, the press conference. So let's get straight into it. So obviously David Moyes has got a lot to discuss. And first and foremost, he goes into the team news and he says, I think most things are all good. Obviously, we've got new players in as well. It feels a bit like a fresh start, actually, getting the boys back from international duty, but I think we're all in good shape. So, as you know, when we do these things, we like to dissect each of the comments that he makes. And sometimes, 9 times out of 10, you get the right result, what you predict, what he says. And the thing is, we've signed players that have been playing in their current domestic leagues before they came to West Ham, and playing internationally. So apart from getting to know their surroundings with their local teams, Vlasic, Krul and Zuma have been playing regular first-team football. So nobody needs to work on their fitness. It's just need to work to the West Ham standards and the David Moyes standards. So we'll go into the Moyes, the rest of the comments that he makes, but I find that to be really interesting. I'll just read through that again. I think most things are all good. Obviously, we've got new players in as well. It feels a bit like a fresh start. That's the comment that I like to pick up on. A fresh start. Maybe Moyes is going to see it from fresh eyes. Maybe the Crystal Palace game has taught him that he will. You know, he did need to get strength and depth. He's brought in some strength and depth. And now we've got a squad that's nearly fully fit with some new additions that could challenge for first-team spots. So get your comments in and let me know your thoughts were on that comment. He then goes on to talk about Antonio's award. It says a lot about how he started the season because his goals have been excellent for us and his play has been very good. He came back in pre-season in good condition and worked very hard during that period. He's been terrific for us and long may that continue. Absolutely, long may that continue. He goes on again to talk about Antonio. We're going to have to manage him, but I do think he's in a better place than he has been before. Obviously, you can get an injury which can put you out. We've brought in other people who can maybe score goals in another way. but we'll have to try and use him at the right times and in the right way. So that's an interesting comment, because I wonder if, we as fans and as people who do talk about West Ham on a regular occasion may think that we're going to use Antonio's sparingly and maybe not play him in specific games and maybe play him in specific games. What I find really interesting will be is we've got this crazy run of games, and it'll be interesting to see what lineup goes out against Southampton, what lineup goes out against Zagreb, then we've got the League Cup, and we're going to see a lot of squad rotation, and it's something that we've not saw. And the squad rotation we're going to see is what we believe is going to be strong starting 11s for pretty much most tournaments. So it's going to be a good challenge. We're going to see Vlasic, we're going to see Krul, we're going to see Areola, we're going to see Zuma, we're going to see a few of the young lads come through in the mix-up as well. So there is exciting times there. But we can't get carried away. Of course we can't, with the amount of games that we've got coming up, and we can't get carried away with the signings that we've got, because again, all we really know is that Zuma is a proven Premier League player for Chelsea, and Areola has been a proven Premier League player for Fulham. So lots to dissect there with regards to Antonio, and of course Antonio won the Player of the Month award for the Premier League, which is a great thing for him. I mean, he absolutely deserves it, and long may his form continue, because it's absolutely brilliant to see. David Moyes goes on to talk about his signings. He says they are in the early stages because most players didn't arrive back till Thursday or Friday. I think they'll add to what we've got. We've had a busy window, but we didn't go and spend loads and loads. We've brought in players we think can have an effect on the first team, and with the amount of games we've got coming up, they'll be able to add something to the team as well. So, I think, again, when you look at the comments, he's backing up everything he said. I'm not buying people for the sake of buying people. I'm not bringing in quantity over quality. I'm going to look at quality. And I think the key part there, and especially the fact I know we took it close to the window, but I don't doubt for a second that Moyes had these guys on his radar very early doors. We know he had Krul on his radar very early doors, but that kind of dwindled, that rumour, and it came back. But he must have dissected the player inside out. We've got the new video analysis that comes into West Ham alongside Rob Newham, who starts in the 22nd in 12 days' time, alongside all the new scouting systems. So I do believe that there would have been a kind of good analysis of the players coming in. And yeah, I do believe he's went and got what he thinks will fit this team. And I've seen some people and heard some people saying that, I watched a couple of, say, for example, Vlasic's games for Croatia recently, and I know he scored a goal. Some people weren't, saying any fantastically great things about him, but some of these players perform differently at international level, and do you know what? Equally, though, some of these players perform differently for the previous clubs. But when they come under what we know, what David Moyes does is he's fitting this jigsaw, and it's a new thing for West Ham, and it's been like this now since Moyes has been there. But it is like the jigsaw pieces. So Vlasic fits that piece. He kind of reminds me slightly of the style of play that maybe Arnautovic would bring to West Ham. So dropping in deep, running from the flanks, driving forward and making absolutely fantastic darting runs. And I think he could offer us something similar. Krul as well, defensive midfield cover that we've been crying out for, Declan Rice or Soucek. However, I don't think he would have to be classified as cover. I certainly don't think he's coming to West Ham to go, okay, I'll be cover. He'll be aware that these two guys are brick walls. It's going to be tough to displace them, but he's going to get game time because we've got the Europa League. So yeah, the trust is fully in David Moyes. He's then going on to talk about the squad depth. He says that we feel that we've brought in international players, and we have a squad of players who are used to being around international football, and in some cases European football. Hopefully they'll be able to help us maintain our performances last year. So yeah, I mean, it goes back to, Russ's show earlier on. He was talking about how the last time you can remember that West Ham had a French starting player, a French international starting player, a Spanish international starting player, an English international starting player. And then you start to go around the team and you think, oh my God, we're rammed with international players. And good level, top, some of these teams in the top 15, whatever nations in the world. So West Ham, we seem to be able to attract a particular type of player. And it's all going down the remit of what Moyes has said about the younger age group as well. We will come on to the comments, don't worry, we will come on to them. Let's move into the next one. He says, on integration, because of course when you buy in new players, you need to make sure that they integrate well within the squad. So he says we've brought in a couple of young players and a centre-half who's got good experience in the Premier League for his age. Their ages, for me, give us a chance to develop them and hopefully turn them into really good players. And that just backs up everything that Moyes is saying, absolutely everything, that he wanted to bring the average age of the squad down. And that's what he's done by bringing these 4 players in. But on top of that, you've got someone like Zuma who's got huge amount of international experience within the Premier League. Within the Premier League experience. On top of that, though, he's got international experience and European experience, as does Krol, as does Vlasic, and as does Areola. So yeah, it is good. He goes on again to talk about Zuma and Vlasic. Kurt Zuma is a well-seasoned professional, still young for a centre-half. His best days are still ahead of him. Vlasic is young, 23, on the up and hungry to prove himself. So I hope they both become really good additions to the squad and what we've got. What do you think then from what he is saying there? Let me just see what that one. I'll come on to that in a minute. But I tell you what, there's loads of comments. So let me jump in here and see what everyone's saying, and I'll go back into the rest of the... I need to get rid of this one. Actually, where is it? I'm going to put a jumper over it because people are just going to end up slagging me off with the... I think she's half naked, isn't she? So, Alfie, hello, good to see you. Reese, I think Zuma will start. Make sure you tune into the preview later on. I'm not going to go in depth about it just now because we will talk about the starting 11 predictions coming up. Lee, good to see you. What are we? Yes, we are. We are massive. Really looking forward to seeing our boys play. Let's have it, my West Ham family. Good to see you still. You can see I'm the only one. I'm not the only one that's late. That's only because Stell phoned me before we came online, guys. That's why I was late. So apologies for that. Stell phoned me. Mick Anderton, Fabs should keep his place. Zuma starts though. Well, we'll see. We will see. We will talk about this as we said. Pie West Ham, great show, lad. Cheers, mate. Thank you very much. Stell says, seems that Moyes is trying to address fans' concerns about him not being bringing in a striker without Antonio. We've had to find different ways of scoring goals. Good to see you, Gaza. Hi, Anton. I'm well. And you're all talking to each other. That's really cool. Eric, John, Areola is special. I can't believe we've got him. And we're definitely going to see him over there. You know, we're not going to see him 1 or 2 times. He's going to probably play half of the next fixtures we've got in the next month. So we're going to see a lot of him. And if he comes in and he performs well, you know, it's going to be tough to remove him from the sticks. But we do have games, plenty of games to play. So Fabianski is going to get game time and Areola is going to get game time. Liam, we are massive, mate. We are. Mandy, hi everyone. I think Krol could be a key player this season. It's unlikely Rice and Suchik can handle playing non-stop, plus international games. 100% fact. They're not going to play every single game, so we're going to have to get used to squad rotation. And West Ham need to get used to squad rotation as well. Sorry. And yeah, we're going to have to definitely get used to that. Cross Hammer, hi all. Fabs will start tomorrow, 100%. I will talk about that in the preview. I'm not going to go into it too much. Neil from Down Under, 10:41 p.m. on a Friday night, and hope you're well, Neil. Good to see you. Antonio, I think he said he wants to push for the league top scorer, and fingers crossed we can. Thanks, Neil. At least you can have a few hours sleep before the Southampton preview. Absolutely, mate. Moyes is mustard. He is. Mandy G, you're not jealous. Vlasnautovic. That's a good one. I like that. I tell you what, if he can perform to the similar level that what Arnautovic did for West Ham, I'd be delighted with him. Absolutely. Revo, let's put Arnautovic completely out of our minds. I'm so glad we didn't get him. He's comparing the style of play. That's what he's doing still. I mean, I have to keep style under. Just not what he's talking about. James, I'm worried with the new scouting network and recruitment that GSB tried to balance the books by axing the academy. I don't believe it for 1 second, James. I actually think we've got probably some of the best young talent coming through we've seen in many years. So I just don't believe that for a second. In Rob Newman, we hope Richard Walton. Absolutely. We're all good here. I hope it's the same for you all over there too. That's just some paranoia right there, James. Hi, Neil in Australia. Peter Jones, good to see you. Lee, all good, guys. I'm excited. West Ham can't come quick enough for me. I'm buzzing. Absolutely. That mermaid doll costs about 30 quid. Anton is a kind dad. What mermaid one is? That one down there? I certainly don't think it's 30 quid, mate. I really don't think. Okay, sorry. Vasnaldo. Good man, Revo. Keep it up, mate. Don't think so, James. The club have invested in the academy as well as the senior squad. I do agree with that 100%. And it's not very often I do agree with Still, because he's usually away with the fairies. Let's see. Pie West Ham, do I think Craig Dawson will start? I want you, Pie, to come and tune in to the preview later on, where we'll go in depth about who we think will start for the up-and-coming game. But I do see a change, a big change, actually. A change that many people might not agree with me. But we'll see. We'll see. Hope you're good, Toby. Hope you're keeping well. I've seen some of the comments you wrote, so please hope you are well. I don't know if you've seen the private message I sent to you, so let me know and see how you're getting on. Still not the academy as a whole, just on potential first teamers, not below the under 18s. I don't know, mate. I genuinely think we've got some of the best talent coming through that I've personally saw for such a long time. Chris T, have to believe in Moyes. He hasn't got it wrong since Hugo, and hopefully he doesn't get it wrong. Huge is really exciting times. We need to be patient, but I feel we're definitely going in the right direction. Absolutely, mate. I'm not going to answer your question, Pie. I'm not, mate. I'm not. Still, why is the doll half naked? That's what you get when Anton takes over the kids' playroom. There's the things you focus on. Still, Lee, mind you, I've been like that since 1987. Love it. I agree with Still. James, West Ham a different club under Moyes these days. Absolutely. West Ham. Jordan, I've not seen you for ages, mate. Where have you been? What's been happening? Hope you're well. Zuma and Ariola need to come in tomorrow. Could see something happening. Neil from Down Under, agreed, but anything to save a buck, and Brentford have proved not having an academy can work. Yeah, but I mean, I don't, James, I'm not digging you out here. I don't know. I just want to know what you're basing that on, because I do think they have invested in the young academy, and on top of that, I think that's proving to be that they're coming out of fruition, because there's a lot of talent in there right now. Like, talent I've been more excited about in the last decade, if I'm being brutally honest. Really, really good talent. Yeah, and still saying that the younger players have been given extended contracts, completely different approach under Moyes. Freedom Sounds, a lot of fixtures coming up this month. This season starts now. Yes, and this is going to be the big test for West Ham. Can we withstand the fixture congestion and still perform to the level we expect coming in? Yes, Ariola and Zuma should start tomorrow from Gaza. Toby James, there's always something to be miserable about if you look hard enough. There's nothing to suggest that's what's going to happen. Ethan, I wish Okoflex and Ekwa could play in Europe for us. Well, we never know what's going to happen in Europe. Because the thing is, and I know Steve done a video the other day, we've announced a Europa League squad, and I believe they classify that as the A squad. And on just before match day, you can announce further. I don't know how many players it is, but they have to be below a certain age limit, and they come from obviously your under 23 squad, you could say. So the likes of Okoflex and Ekwa could be included if Moyes wants to include them on match day. So people thought that Ben Johnson was omitted from the squad. He wasn't in the A squad, but that's because he can feature by being announced as a younger player that can get accepted into it as well. Love this, Joe Cole. Villarreal won the Europa League last season, but they're not better than West Ham. Is that what he said? Michelle Hammers all the way from New York. Hope you're well in New York, mate. Love it over there. Gaza, good time. Good to see you. Sorry, what time is this at? 9 p.m. tonight. 9 p.m. tonight. Anton admits to buying Moody counterfeit toys for his kids live on air. No, I don't. Think what you want, Pat. Think what you want. Europa has given fringe players like Diop and Lanzini a chance to shine this season. Neil from Down Under, West Ham have a long history of having an academy, and I can see them giving that up. And Moyes here, I think he's setting up as he wants it, so he can develop the players he sees who have a future. Absolutely. Harley, buzzing. We need to be patient. Ronaldo and re-energise Man United leads in European games for us. Big test for us, and it absolutely is, Harley, 100%. I know, mate. All good, thanks. Hope you and the family are too. Been busy with my new job and that, mate. Taking my son and daughter so far this season. They loved it. Brilliant. Good to see you, Jordan. It's been a long time. I haven't seen your comments come up here at all for such a long time, and you know we keep going through all the comments, so I hope you're staying safe and keeping well, and all the best wishes to the family as well. James, basing it on numbers from all age groups at the academy are down, and the foundations are being pushed to play at higher and better levels to increase recruitment. But the thing is, though, James, there's a lot of people that are doing that, and it's a dog-eat-dog world now in the younger youth players. So the dog-eat-dog world is that they are signing the best crop of talent, which does have to push the current crop of academy on, but that's not a bad thing. It's not great if you're a young lad who's getting knocked down a tier. And I suppose in theory what you're saying is it does have a knock-on effect to grassroots football. It probably does. But if you're thinking about West Ham's academy as such, and if you want to achieve to be the best youth academy prospecting football business, whatever you want to call it, then that's probably what you're going to have to do. And finding diamonds in the rough like Okaflex. Okaflex was a diamond in the rough. He had a very, very talented player, but he had problems. He had quite a few problems. In particular, he did at Celtic as well. So yeah, still saying 11 youngsters can be named before each Europa League game. Come Sunday, Fat Sam could take over the. Could you imagine? Could you imagine? I think the others will get a chance this season. Neil, yep, they're all talking to each other. Toby, both of which in no way indicate the board are going to get rid of the academy. If they do, I'll swim across the. Well, I'd like to see that. I would like to see that, Toby. He's the one that's highlighted the possibility of breaking through the coaches. Peter Harley, are you getting down to any Europa League games? Yes, I am. Actually, I'm going to be at the Vienna game. So, are you down at the games, Harley? What do you do? Do you go season ticket? I've got a season ticket. So, I've been to just the Newcastle game this season, but I'm coming down to Man United. I'll be down for Vienna, Leeds, and Everton before my little baby is going to be born, and then I don't go to football for about 3 months. Mick Anderton, Joe Cole, Villarreal won the Europa League last season, and not better than West Ham. Mike Antonio walks into their team, so there's Rice, Souček, Pablo, Fornals, Ogbonna, and Zuma. Harley, unpopular opinion, but grassroots football youth should be franchise partner clubs with pro clubs, keep costs down, and keep players hungry and humble. I mean, everyone's got their own opinion on all that. Let's move on to the rest of the press conference, of course. So David Moyes goes on to talk about Southampton. I've always thought they've got a really good team and a good model with the way they work at the club. When you have to sell players on and bring players in, quite often it's the new young players who give everybody a lift. So it'll be a tough game. Southampton will know they'll get a tough game against West Ham as well. I love it because he gives the respect, and the difference now is he actually puts respect on at West Ham's name. So he always kind of had to pay the respect to the opposition, but it's not a form of what's the word I'm looking for? There's a word. It's confidence. It's just a word for confidence. It's not that he's being overconfident. He's respecting opposition, but he's realising, you know what, we're doing something here. We're on a big mission here to build something at West Ham. I've said to the fans, I'm going to produce this, and this is what I'm producing. So I love the fact he turns around and he says, yeah, we respect them. And I do think Southampton, on paper, they've got quite a lot of good, young, youthful, exciting footballers. I think they are a team under the manager, I kind of terrible pronounce his name, Huzel Hunter or something like that. But I think he's building something at Southampton, and I think the biggest thing for them would be sticking by him as a manager. He goes on to talk about the World Cup proposal. I don't know what your thoughts on this, but I don't know if you've seen it, but people are potentially proposing that the World Cup takes place every 2 years, and he goes on to say, I need to see how the programme would work. I think the football programme is jammed. I don't see how the calendar would allow the players to play any more, and what the reason would be for it. I completely agree with him, to be honest, and I wonder if playing the World Cup would take away the excitement of it, the play, working up to it every 4 years, and then adding another big competition. Would it dilute it and just make it another bang average European competition? I don't know. He then goes on to talk about Pablo, fornicator, Fornals. I mean, this guy alone, I'll read the comment that Moyes has said. I'm really thrilled for Pablo because last year he went under the radar a little bit. We needed him at different times last year, and he played in lots of different positions. I was really pleased that he got a goal for Spain because he's scoring for us in the Premier League at the moment. I hope he keeps that up for the club as well. I can't agree with what Moyes is saying anymore. I mean, what he's done with this guy and what this guy's done for the club, and he's honestly, I'm so close to saying it. I'm scared to say it because I've not said it for such a long time, but there's not many players that are getting their name put on the back of my shirt. I haven't done it for years. I have not done it for years. I would seriously consider putting Fornals on the back of my top. I really would. I think he's a respectable young lad who has taken time out of his busy life and to understand West Ham, to understand what the fans want, to understand what we want, not just about what we want to hear, but he backs up, he talks the game, and he talks the talk and walks the walk, basically. He's really cultured when it comes to East London and West Ham, and I love that. I love that when a player takes a thing, especially an international player who comes in, and it seems to be that he's fallen in love with the club, and he gives me the vibe that he's fallen in love with the club. And I just think he's a fantastic player. What he does in the park, be creative, breaks up play, defensive. He's got a bit of grit and determination about him. He gets stuck in on a tackle. He's absolutely by no means at all scared to get stuck in a tackle. And then another thing is he can leap. He's got some leap on him. Like I don't actually know what his height is, but during a game, like he can go up, and it's never really an attacking header. It's always a defensive-minded header. So he can outleap by far taller players. I think we've just got a fantastic player in our hands here that Moyes is just moulding into this all-round midfielder, and do you know what? Indispensable midfielder. And Moyes is right. He did go under the radar a lot at West Ham last season, but he's becoming very quickly irreplaceable in the West Ham team and the West Ham starting 11. And I think you've seen there from the comments that Joe Cole said. I don't know where Joe Cole said them, but when you're talking about maybe a core at West Ham, he's included in that core. And I think he's just phenomenal what he's doing and playing in the position he's playing in. So I'm delighted for Fornals. I think it's great. And you can see that Moyes is also thankful for it as well. Moyes then goes on to talk about our busy fixture schedule. It's incredibly exciting for everybody. At the moment, we're focusing on one game at a time. We've got to try and pick up 3 good points at Southampton, and then all our efforts will be towards a game in Europa League on Thursday night. I'm hoping the players are all ready for it. We've got a strong squad and the ability to change it when we need to. So I'm looking forward to seeing them all in action and seeing how they all perform. I mean, he's happy. Moyes gives me the impression he's happy. I don't doubt for a second he would bring in more. But we've got 3 months now till the new window opens, and we've got a really good test with all these group stage games coming up. Zagreb first away next Thursday, and then we're into silly season. You know, the game tomorrow, Saturday, and then bang, it's just game after game after game after game. So I'm buzzing. I am actually really buzzing. I was watching Russ's show earlier on today when I was doing some stuff around the house, and I could tell it was like a little boy coming up to Christmas time, and it is. And I'm personally gutted I'm not going away. I think it was like 1,200 tickets are being made available. The Zagreb game was the only game that I potentially could have made it to. However, I wouldn't have qualified for a ticket anyway, which is so frustrating. And I could have got an okay flight, but the whole rules and regulations of getting over there is tough. So I'm kind of biting my, holding off, really. That's where I'm at. I'm praying that West Ham get through. We play some more European football, and come January or February next year, when it's back after the group stages and the next round, that we could still be in it, and then we have an opportunity to go see West Ham, and hopefully we all get a chance to go to Europe and see it as well. It'll be a lot easier there. Anyway, there's loads of comments. Let me try and jump through to them as much as I can. Harley, I am down for the Vienna game. Best mate bought his 1966 tickets, his last game before he moves to Canada. Cool, man. So yeah, I'll be down for that, Harley. So we'll be at the supporters club. If you're kicking about, please come and say hi. You can become a member, of course, there as well. So that's where I'll be for the Vienna game. I'll sit in your seat for 3 months, Revo. Yeah. I mean, listen, I'm going to have to do this. I think I need to contact the club, because it will be about 3 months before I'm back down to a home game anyway. James Farmer, I agree with everything you're saying, but why is it? Why I said I was worried based on GSB's track record? I could see them axing up to on the 16 Sam Scouting Network and Foundation fill the gaps. I don't know, mate. I really don't know. See, we are on BT2 next Thursday. Can't wait to see us in Europa. Absolutely, mate. We'll be doing a live, so we'll have a preview for this game. I really want you to tune into the preview. I want to tune into all the shows, but for the preview for the Zagreb game, we've got a really special guest, really special guest for it. So please make sure you tune in to that. We'll also do a live match day live for that one as well. I wouldn't worry, James. I can't see it happening. I'm not pro boards, but they can't be faulted in the way that they've managed the club, especially during the pandemic. That includes the way the academy has been managed. Peter, quadruple X. Before last season, I thought the only way we could get back into Europe was by writing a song. And even at that, we don't have a chance. Celtic just announced no away fans allowed in the Europa game against Betis. So what's interesting enough, and I don't know if people know this, so obviously I live in Scotland and they have their own government up here, and they announced yesterday on October the 1st that you will have to have proof of double vaccination, not a lateral flow test or a test, proof of double vaccination for you to attend a event of over 4,000, I believe it is. So if let's just say West Ham were taking on Celtic in the Europa League, I'm double jabbed, so I could apply for a ticket and I could go. But if you're not double jabbed and you haven't got evidence of the double jab, you cannot go to that game. That is the rules. Now, I didn't know that they've just announced that. So we do panic a lot up in Scotland in terms of and I think I'm not going to go into this chat anyway in terms of the virus, etc. But we kind of jump ahead of where other people are at. So I'm actually just trying to see where you see. Did you say you've seen that Celtic? Let me have a look and see what they're saying, because that'll be interesting. And probably, and I said to the lads as well, I wouldn't be surprised if something does happen. I can't see anything. So yeah, let me know what the thing is there. Fornals is now my favourite West Ham player. Jordan, I think I could agree with you as well. Fornals could be captain after Rice does move on. I think you're letting previous history affect your thinking, James. Many things have changed since Moyes' second coming, and he's a lot more control than any previous manager has under GSB. Manda G, Fornals, still, I see your mate Arthur is back. He is, mate. You need to come and check out the preview tonight. We'll be talking about him. Fornals, Didio Revo, love it, mate. Love it. Peter, Fornals' brother, 3-0 is even better. Gaza, not all news is good. It is, mate. It's always good to have a full squad. Jordan, fornicator, absolutely. Dino, I told my girlfriend that I was in love the other day. Her face when I told her it was Pablo Fornals. I don't disagree with you, mate. Absolutely. Mandy G arrives late in the box, which is useful. Kind of replace Suchek, who's doing that. Five nows. You are all up for it there, aren't you? Pete Chapman, hi Neil. Fornals has probably tapped up half the Spain squad for us as well. Oh, what's the boy? Pedri. Is it Pedri? He plays for Spain. Oof. Nilenko, I love this. Fornals, absolutely, mate. Hey, Gaza. Jordan, agent Fornals, getting a couple of the Spain lads down to West Ham. Mick, positive about all the fixtures. It's great to see, and hopefully West Ham can withstand that. Yeah, and what Fornals said about the club from Gaza, absolutely, mate. Mick Anderson, he could have moaned about it, but no, excited, absolutely. Peter, Buzzy B, Anton, Busy B. Yeah, absolutely. It's a great feeling this season, Anton. It is, Pete, mate. It really is, man. DG. Baby on the way for now, shut in the post. Europa ticket in the post. Can't get better than that for Anton. Yes, absolutely, Mandy. Absolutely. Looking forward to it. Wouldn't be a hammer if I wasn't worried about something. You're right, James. You are right. Honestly, the way we were playing this season, I could crush a grape. James, actually, I want to go back to this comment because it's right. We've been so used. I think the thing is, and I'm not saying this about you, James, in particular, I sometimes pinch myself because I'm thinking we are gradually progressing, but we always expect it to come crashing down. But what happens if it doesn't come crashing down? Then, is it the expectation of the crashing down? I think that's the biggest issue there. Gaza, honestly, the way we are playing this season, I could crush a grape. Wow, excellent. Hope you could crush plenty more, get me a bottle of wine, and then we'll be happy. Antonio, are you going to Man United? Let me know. Be cool to see you. The start of a golden era for West Ham. Absolutely, Graham. Mandy, isn't it nice not to think about relegation? Let's hope we're not come the end of the season. See, there's my negativity. They just can't help it. Like you said, maybe, James, you are right. Maybe there is that little bit of negativity. Maybe you do expect the worst to come from situations because we are West Ham fans and that's what we're used to. The only things Fornals needs to do now is become a true West Ham cotton. Needs to have a pie and mash and liquor. I would not be surprised, Neil, if you see that soon. Vinny, who has taken Still hostage this time? Honestly, you should see what we have in store for you with Still and the hostage stuff. Deontay Wilder knows all about being double jab. I like that one. Lee, Moyes is going to be taking on us on a roller coaster of a ride. Loving where he's taking our club. We are massive, mate. Absolutely. Absolutely. Neil, that's the old hammer thinking, James. We're now in a new era where we can go into most games thinking we're going to win. Absolutely. Yeah, agree with that. Definitely. Where are we? All saying hi to... hi everyone, sorry I'm working and listening. Thank you very much. I'm not, because I'm off today, and I can say that officially. I am off today. Pat, like my dreams? Certainly, mate. Certainly. Peter, quadruple X. I'm disappointed Antonio didn't play for England in the Euros, as he could have been a difference in the final, and I think you are completely right. And you know what? To be honest, I think Moyes realised that, Southgate realised he probably should have taken Lingard as well. Whether people like it or not, Lingard, in my opinion, should have go. Absolutely. Revo, wow, Anton makes it to the bottom of the comments. Still take notes. He should, mate. Considering I was the talent spotter and trained him to do everything he knows. So anyway, listen, that brings an end to the David Moyes press conference. Thank you very much for joining us. If you have enjoyed this, please hit the thumbs up. If you've not enjoyed it, hit the thumbs down. If you're new around here, subscribe to the channel, please. It really does help us out. I hope my volume has been the right one. Just double check. I think it has, hopefully. You hear me? It's gone. Has it gone? Have I done? Hello? Hello? Oh, I think that's me now. So yeah, if you are new around here, go and subscribe to the channel. Please hit the thumbs up. You get these things called analytics, right, when you do these channels, and what's crazy is 50% of the viewers that watch this aren't subscribed every single week. So if you are new around here, please hit that subscribe button as well. That really does help us. If you want to become a member, you can. And of course, hit the thumbs up and leave a comment. 9 o'clock tonight, I will see you for the preview, the live preview with myself and Matt, and maybe a couple of other cheeky guests. So keep an eye on it, stay safe, keep well, and come on, you Irons.